Why is it showing? Why is it not showing me? Why is it so large? Oh, it needs to turn around.
You ready?
Welcome back, everybody. Well, you said we on, girl. Look here, girl. I was ready. Gotta turn this around. Yeah. Why does it keep turning around? There we are. I need you in my frame. He needs to be in my frame. Come all the way over here, Bill. You're gonna be sitting on my lap in a minute.
Right.
It's necessary, though. Yeah, baby.
You are...
What's your government name?
Cornelius Pratt. Cornelius A. Pratt.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody, for the second hour of It's Debatable with Attorney Nyan Zamora. And this is the part that I love about my show. So I like to talk to people like in the industry. In this vein is the music industry. And I am sitting next to one of the stars on the musical soundtrack for the movie Dear Frank that we had the I'm gonna try to put you. We had the soundtrack premiere a couple of weeks ago, and I was able to talk to the artist on the red carpet, and I had a conversation with Mr. Cap. Mr. Cap, but I don't call people by those names. What's your government name, sir?
Cornelius.
Cornelius?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need you to say Cornelius when you're talking into the microphone. Go give me a deep, sexy Cornelius. Yeah, see, that's what the people want to hear. Cornelius is one of the rappers, and Cornelius comes from a musical family, and he is a Houston rapper, but his rap should be nationwide, honestly. I'm just telling you. So you got to hear one of his songs. What was the one that we just listened to during the break?
That was called Enough is Enough.
Okay, so enough is enough. So my question is this. Number one, tell me, are you from Houston?
I'm born and raised in Houston.
Okay, you have a musical family. Yeah. So tell me about the musical background of your family.
My mom is a musician. My dad a musician. My uncles had a group called the Greer Brothers, and I'm a descendant of Johnny Guitar Watson.
Johnny Guitar? No way. Are you serious? How do you know?
That's my uncle. Yeah.
No way. So that means.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
It's in my bio. Like if you go on.
Okay, so go on his bio. So he's got music in his blood. So when he was a youngster and his musical family was thinking, "Hey, you want to be a rapper? Be a rapper." Why didn't you sign to Rap A Lot Records, which was a very huge record label back? 25 years ago. I'm 105, so. Back then, when I was a law student, I remembered, I was in school with Jay Prince, who isn't he the creator, the owner, CEO of Rap A Lot Records? CEO, yeah. So Jay Prince went on to write books and things about the music industry, and he's been a really good mentor. But there was a string of about a decade where Rap A Lot Records was looked at more like the Suge Knight situation, where if you had a contract with Rap A Lot Records, baby, you won't be in that contract for life. And so a lot of people complained that they didn't want to sign to Rap A Lot. So tell me why you did not sign to Rap A Lot, and at the time, how old were you?
I would say I was probably around 16, 17, 18-ish. I had a group called N-Word Under Siege.
N-word, like what we don't say on TV?
Right. And we came up with that name because back on Fox 26, they used to have City Under Siege.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so
Fox 26, KRIV Fox 26 is the local Fox affiliate for the city of Houston.
Right. And was it Lloyd Guy? Used to be.
Lloyd Guy, yeah. Yes.
They would come. I went to Jack Yates.
Yates High School. Hold on. Pinning that point. Jack Yates High School is the same high school where the lovely Felicia Rashad and Debbie Allen attended high school, right there in Third Ward, Texas, right at Texas Southern University, right between TSU and University of Houston. Yeah. Everybody knows Jack Yates.
Right. And George Floyd went to Yates.
And you know what? And funny you should say that, because George Floyd went to Jack Yates, and he actually went to the prom with my friend. Tarina Molo is my sorority sister, and she's a friend of mine, and she also is one of my neighbors. And she was George Floyd's prom date back at Jack Yates. So
that means she came out with me.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I told you we're probably about the same. You look considerably younger, but I'm of a particular age where so that look Jack Yates.
I'm older than you.
well, Jack Yates has a very strong history in the city of Houston. A lot of notable black, let's say, Academy Award winners came from Jack Yates. Wow. And so, Jack Yates breeds talent. So tell us about the talent. Your
X?
talents.
Oh, my talent. We was talking about the contracts with Rap-A-Lot, right?
And why you didn't sign with them.
Well, we were being managed by Daryl Scott at the time, and it was just not, at the time, there was a couple of contracts that came our way. Rap-A-Lot wasn't one of them.
Oh, okay.
They didn't.
So tell me this. I don't know a lot about the music industry, but everybody out there says they're a rapper. They're not. Now, you're the only person I know that is actually on a movie soundtrack. So a lot of my friends that like, girl, my son wants to rap. Girl, he's got a good career. I'm like, okay, girl, what you gonna do? I don't know how to tell somebody how to get into the music business. And since you've been doing it for such a long time, how do you get contracts to you? Is it your manager doing it or what's happening?
Well, back in the days, yeah, it would be like that. The environment is so vastly different than it used to be. So it's like most artists they build their own careers now because we have the internet, we have YouTube and stuff. So they become famous on the social media first. Back in the days, you would have a manager that would shop your music and send out mailers to the record labels and stuff like that. And a lot of times, the record labels would pick up talented groups,
Just off of just here, like when you stand on the corner and somebody say, hey, here's my CD, here's a CD for $5. Like, I would always buy it because they were like, I'm an artist, I'm just trying to do it. And they pop their trunk and have all of their CDs and doing it like that. Yeah. Kind of like Master P did 30 years ago.
Yeah, Lil Flip did it.
All of them.
All of us did. I know me and my cousin was in the trunk. Sold 10,000.
That's what I've known to occur for people that have raw talent.
But that was a down south thing.
Really?
Yeah, we pretty much invented that coming out the
trunk,
hustle. The hustle, that out the trunk hustle because because the East Coast wasn't like messing with the South. The West Coast wasn't messing with the South at that particular time in the early 90s. And so we had to kind of create our own lane down here. And the only way to create our own lane was either you sign with Rap-A-Lot or you get out and get your hustle on.
So you did the trunk hustle.
You get the trunk hustle.
So did you know Fat Pat?
I knew Fat Pat.
So I remember when he was murdered, I literally just moved to Houston. I think that was like in 1997, 98, around then. Yeah. And so that Fat Pat came up with the Screw. Am I right or no?
No, DJ Screw came. Well,
was Fat Pat made it popular?
He was one of the original Screwed Up Click members.
Okay.
Like but DJ Screw, he created the the Screwed Up Click.
Yeah.
He the one who kind of engineered that whole click, and pretty much it's so many people that have a lot to do with the Screwed Up Click that you don't know about. So it's a lot of people in the background, but the people that was in the front, like Big Hog, Lil Kiki, Big Pokey, Big Mo, and Fat Pat, and a couple other people. They was like the faces of, and DJ Screw, of course, was like the face of Screwed Up Click.
So whenever you have Rap-A-Lot not offering a contract, is that where you really wanted to be since they were a big Houston label? Well,
we were being kind of shielded by managers. I know I was being shielded by my family because they was familiar, very, very familiar with the industry. But I don't know 100% if there was not offer.
Because you went out, yeah.
Because the manager at the time, he was like, I'm not letting y'all sign with Rap-A-Lot.
Yeah.
Then, we had Jive Records and...
Yeah, that's right, Jive Records.
Yeah, and Priority, Motown.
Is it Clyde? Jive Records is who's the label owner for that one?
I don't remember.
Remember?
I mean, I know, but I don't remember.
So tell me this. Whenever I thought about... as a lawyer, the one thing that I always used to hear was that people who signed on with Rap-A-Lot Records... Jay Prince's label, they were rappers that, had this great talent, but for some reason they would be on the label and none of their music was being put out. And then the contracts were such that they were deemed basically unconscionable because they didn't have any exit, and they would have somebody in there for 10 to 20 years when if they don't put out your music, they don't have to. Right. And so a lot of the artists say, hey, I've been on this label, and I always wonder when people switch labels, and their music has never come out, is that usually because the label says the tracks are trash, or you think it's more about musical politics?
It's musical politics. Most label contracts are structured the same way Rap-A-Lot's contract is. So,
well, we all saw T-Boz and them sue. Listen, they all sue.
Yeah.
So if all those music contracts are the same way, it's just who's your manager?
I mean, it's the same as when H-Town tried to sue Luke.
That's right.
Yeah. They graduated with us too.
Well, you know what? Golly, we got some
Yeah,
talented people in there.
Yeah. So they went through the same thing. It was, I mean, before me, Dino, Shazam, G.I., we grew up together. I actually used to cut their hair.
Really?
Yeah. And G.I. and I, we are family friends.
Okay.
And so, and Dino was working on a solo album, and at the time, and he was asking me to be, feature on the album. And I had went out to Vegas, and G.I. called me and said, turn on TV.
And?
It was like and Dino was gone.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that. So,
just like that.
Yeah. So it's just the whole industry in the whole. It's crazy. I'm kind of like, I wish I would have signed a deal with somebody just so that I have more work 20 years later. Yeah,
that's why. See, that's the thing. When I think about, when you look about artists and we see, remember when Prince was mad at his label?
Right.
And so he wrote the word slave on his
Right.
face every time he made an appearance because the label was not letting him put out the kind of music that he wanted. And then come to find out, now that Prince is no longer with us, he has this huge catalog in this archive of thousands of songs that were not put out. And so he said that he was a slave to the label. And it looks like whether you are a local rapper that's friends with people from the label, or if you are Prince, Purple Rain,
Right.
the label is like the casino. The house always wins. They're going to make sure they make a one-sided contract to make sure they take everything from the artist. And if you don't sing and dance to their tune, they're not going to put your music out. And then
Right.
they're going to sue you if you try to breach the contract. And have you ever been sued for breaching your contract?
Because I
just asking.
fortunately never had to sign any record label contracts. I maintain control of my music, my masters. So I was never in a situation like that. But I do know people that was caught up in contracts or on labels and stuff like that because they just didn't know how those 360 deals worked out.
What's a 360?
It's 360 deal.
He said a word on it. What does 360 deal mean?
360 deal is basically the type of contract that basically lock you in to a label for forever.
Basically.
They own everything.
They own
your
you, your
music,
rights,
your
the masters, all of that. And I think that has to be something big because I always like to have people like you around me where I can ask questions that are hard. So, would it be a fair comparison to say that the way Suge Knight ran his label is the way some artists felt Rap-A-Lot ran their label?
Absolutely. I think that some artists, because I talked to a lot of artists that was signed to Rap-A-Lot. I've talked to artists that work with Rap-A-Lot that wasn't signed to them. They signed contracts to do features and stuff like that. And I've heard the stuff I heard because I know artists that were signed to Def Jam as well. So from my understanding, from what I heard, because it's not something I know, because I never was signed with neither one, but from what I heard, Rap-A-Lot was way more
egregious in the way their contracts were.
Yeah, not just the contract, but how they did business with the artists.
The methods.
And the methods, yeah. So, Suge Knight.
I heard Suge Knight was holding people by their ankles outside of buildings at the top, and I believe it. He's a gangster.
He probably was, but
because he was forcing them to sign other artists.
He's not more gangster than the Rap-A-Lot owner.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Suge Knight. Listen, I don't think that, and from what my understanding is, and let me just give you a point of levity, everybody out there. And in the music industry, if you're in a rap, hip hop, everybody's a gangster.
Yeah.
You're rapping about gangster things. And more than likely, if you're a gangster rapper, you're probably somewhat familiar to the gangster lifestyle. However, every gangster that's a rapper has to sign a contract. So the person who gives him the contract has to a little bit be a bigger gangster to make sure that, the contract is one-sided to the label's benefit. And that if the person didn't want to sign the contract, or if the artist didn't want to go by the contract, well, then be like, well, what you gonna do?
Well, that's true, but there's no bigger gangster than the ones that own the company. So you have the people that own Universal, that own Warner Brothers, that own Sony and all that kind of stuff. Those gangsters, they not scared of nothing.
Nothing.
And they some little nerdy white boys.
Yeah, they are.
Sitting up in their office, they not worried about Suge Knight. Nobody coming in doing nothing. They not scared.
So Suge Knight, this is on the rumor mill. I heard it was alleged. It probably was true that Suge Knight, if he had an artist that he really wanted, and the artist was locked into, like, let's just say a Rap-A-Lot contract, Suge Knight would go take a pistol and be like, "Look, you better let him out of this contract right now." And that's allegedly what happened to get the guy hung out of a building by his ankles, because he wasn't letting the artist off that label to release them so they could sign to Suge's label.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm so tied in with so many things that happen in the industry, to where if I didn't see it, I can't say it happened. It's just, to me, it's just a rumor. I know that people do some gangster stuff to try to get what they want.
What's the most gangster thing you've seen happen with your own eyeballs? Tell it. I need to hear it, because I always want to see. I always want to know, is it really as bad? Because if my children want to be in the music and be like, yeah, should I just be like, here's a manager and go and sign the contract? Or do I need to feel like, well, maybe the music industry isn't for you because it's too dangerous?
Well, I just tell this one story. It was me and H-Town. We had been rolling. We was on the way to Jamaica.
Oh, I remember Jamaica. Y'all remember Jamaica? You too young,
Go and hang out at Jamaica, and sign some autographs and hang out, whatever. And I think Wicked Cricket at the time was hosting, so he invited me. I asked GI and them to come, so we all came up there. But when we were we had stopped at the gas station, the Exxon that's right down there.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so we stopped there, and it was these two girls. I tried to talk to one, Shazam tried to talk to the other. The one girl didn't give Shazam no action, but that girl was hanging with Rap-A-Lot. Rap-A-Lot at the time, for what I understood, did not like H-Town, the group. They had an issue with them for whatever reason, and they roll a million deep everywhere they go. So he cussed the girl out, and she went back in the store. And by the time I look up, we surrounded by Rap-A-Lot guys.
Really?
Yeah, and just so happened a childhood friend of mine was with them, and I walked up to him. I said, "Man, give him a pass, bro." And he was like, "All right." So
just because of you?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's about to be fisticuffs.
It was finna go
about to
down.
be, yeah.
Because
over that one girl who went back and told it.
Yeah, because but Shazam was out of line too, though. Okay. He was out of line. It was one of his arrogant days when he was young. We was all 20 something. You know what I'm saying? And Shazam, them, they had money, they had cars. The girls liked them. They had the hit. They had the #1 hit record. And Shazam was just kind of he was a mess starter. Like everywhere we went, we got into fights.
Oh,
because of him.
Well, what's he doing now?
He and GI they're doing very well right now. I'm proud of them. The one thing about being in the industry and going through, because they went through a lot. And a lot of us went through a lot. You end up.
How do you manage the financial struggle if you're waiting? If you're doing a trunk hustle. Now this is always like, I know if I have my regular job. My regular job has to fund my side hustle.
Right.
Because my side hustle is the dream.
Right.
So you have to fund your dream. So how do you balance the time between my 8 to 6 job or 9 to 5 job, Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, I'm trying to live my dream of being a big major rapper? Where do you balance that? And do you spend your own, when you're doing the trunk hustle, you have to pay for all that stuff yourself. Right. You have to pay for your studio time. You have to pay for engineers. You have to pay for everything. So how did you manage to make it through that and survive that?
It's not easy because, like you said, you trying to manage a trunk hustle. Mm-hmm. You trying to manage your music career and still, survive. You still got to eat. You got to have somewhere to live, especially if you're a grown person, an adult. So, fortunately for me, I had got a degree in computer network engineering. Mm-hmm. And I've always had a knack for working on computers and writing code and building websites and stuff like that. So I was able to kind of manage that even when I'm on tour on the road. We could be rolling in the bus or in the car or something. I could be in the back seat just on my laptop. I got friends. I was on tour with Zero and Point Blank and the Houston crew, Houston artists. And
do you have any good crew tour stories? Any orgies?
No orgies.
No orgies? God, y'all are whack.
No, look.
No orgies? And you in a concert?
No,
I ain't riding with them on their bus. I want to see some action.
Nah, it was some.
Y'all are rappers. Y'all don't have a whole. What happened to the thoughts? I thought the thoughts were jumping on stage with their panties and their drawers and getting your head out of both draw legs. And you telling me y'all didn't have one orgy with all those sexy rappers in one bus? What's wrong with y'all? Where is the sex in this? This is all music. Where is the sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
It was a lot of sex, a lot of drugs, and a lot of rock and roll.
Okay, great.
We was some rock stars.
Well, then I need some rock stars. Did y'all tear up any hotel rooms?
Absolutely.
Well, good. Did you leave any cannabis behind?
Absolutely.
Well, then, did you have any strippers in your room?
Absolutely.
Well, did they drink a lot of liquor with you?
Yes, they did.
Well, did you have a three-way?
No, I didn't.
Well, that's shame on you. You should have had three. Did anybody have a three-way?
No, listen, look.
Did anybody have a threesome?
We all had threesomes.
Well, good. Okay.
We all, listen.
That's what we're here for.
Look, we did a lot, but you would be surprised that a lot of us didn't.
Y'all are like priests and pastors. Not priests
and pastors. We just didn't like.
Y'all didn't wild out.
Some of my friends was married. Some of these rap artists.
Y'all are responsible rappers. I love it.
Some of them. Some of them.
We go to church.
Yeah,
right around the corner.
When you get older, you start evolving, and just start getting better. Like your 20s. If you're a career artist, your 20s is gonna be different than your 40s.
It better be.
You're not.
Your money should be bigger in your 40s, right?
It should be.
But listen, it should be. But if you've been spending it all on Kitty, then it's not gonna be that big.
But see, a lot of us that's in our late 40s right now, we spend a lot of our money back into the music business, and then we spend money trying to bring in new artists. I saw that. I saw that at the premiere. I thought that there were so many up and coming artists that just needed a light shined on them just for a minute, and I think that the difference in Houston, and I like the Houston rap community because it's very well insulated, and y'all really try to help each other out. I mean, to a certain degree. But I do believe that there are some entertainers that have gone stratospheric in their celebrityness. And I have to say, when you have 3 Grammy winners from Houston, all in one Grammy Awards, that was last year when, Beyonce won 11 times. She even beat her own record. She set the record for winning the most Grammys and then broke her own record when they gave her the very next Grammy that they awarded out the next time. Wow.
So when you have Lizzo, Megan Thee Stallion, and Beyonce, why do we have all these women that seem to be able to, let's just say Megan Thee Stallion, she's getting her degree from Texas Southern University right across the street from Jack Yates. Right. And so if you have Megan Thee Stallion, you have Lizzo, then what is it about those two rap artists? Is it because they're women that they're able to pop out in their 20s? Or do you think that they have the same hang-ups about labels not putting out their music earlier? Like, should we have heard from Megan Thee Stallion 10 years ago?
You wouldn't have. The thing about artists 10 years ago compared to now is the technology was different. Access to certain things is different. So if you have a little bit of money that you can put into yourself as an artist, then you have
to build your brand.
To build your brand, you have this, you have that, you have that, and you can do it from the house. You got these lights, you got we
have a whole studio set up. So
everything that we had to do this 20 years ago, this would cost us over $100,000.
Yeah.
For that one day.
For setting it up.
You had to have people. The production alone, you're gonna spend $100,000. You're gonna have several cameras. You're gonna have these big giant car-sized cameras. You're gonna have people that's manning those cameras. You're gonna have somebody sitting back doing production and
you pay for all that with your own money
You have to
from
pay
your
for
computer
all
science degree that you got after you graduated from Jackie
Right.
Yates High School, where
Right.
George Floyd went to school.
Right.
So we're going to take a music break and play one of your hits, and we're going to come back.
Okay.
Let's talk some more about the orgies. He's not having any orgies. Were you having orgies in your 20s? I never had one. I've always been interested in people who do that. I was always thinking everybody's going to end up with HIV.
That's one of the reasons.
I was always too scared.
That's one of the reasons. Like,
I was like, you know what? If you have an orgy, aren't you going to end up with AIDS? You're going to be like, I'm still at the orgy. I done got my HIV test back positive.
don't that make it easy for you not
It
to
makes
have
it
an
easy
orgy?
to say no. So
Yeah.
I'm always interested, like, what do y'all do? I mean, okay, so give me some, what have the women done that has been like the most what is the most thoughtish, I need to see your face more. What is the most thoughtish thing you've ever seen a woman do to get next to an artist? You or another artist? Don't use yourself. Are you married? Yeah.
I got.
Okay, well then just not you.
I done told her a lot of.
Okay, well good. Well, what's the most crazy thing you said a thought do? What's the most thoughtlandish thing you've seen?
We were in Arkansas, in Portsmouth, Arkansas. Me, Little Flip, and a few other artists, Point Blank. And we I was on stage. I come off of stage, and this little white girl took her shirt off and told me to autograph her breast. And then she looked.
You know, white girls do all kind of crazy stuff that we love. They're the ones on Girls Gone Wild. So did you sign it?
No. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Because the movies were too small. You couldn't find the nipple.
I wasn't finna put no my evidence on.
Well, she was probably a minor.
Yeah, and that was the other
This
part.
black rapper signed my breast.
His name is Mr. Cap. I'm like,
Mr. Cap, and he's wearing a cap.
Yeah, no, I didn't do it. That was like one of the craziest things. Like the panties being thrown.
Is the panty? Are they wearing those panties and then throwing them? Or are they fresh panties? Did they go to Victoria's Secret, buy some drawers, and be like, here? That's the
I
donation.
don't know what they did. I didn't touch them. I
always wondered about that. There's some girl that jumped on stage, the Maroon 5 concert last week. Some random white girl jumped on stage and started just hugging and trying to mug down the guy that was singing. He was like, okay, well, I guess nobody's going to get her from security.
I was on stage with Point Blank one time, and I had bent over, and this girl caught me and almost pulled me down.
What was she going to do when she got you down there? That's my question.
She I don't know. She was just excited.
She was excited. She wanted to hug on you.
And probably wasn't even excited about me. She was just excited.
No, she was. Let me tell you, I know this. If there's a celebrity around there, like you're talking about Point Blank, well, guess what? Anybody next to Point Blank, any woman out there be like, okay, I need to get next to him. So if I want to get with this dude right here, plus he's handsome, it makes it that much easier because I can get with him and I can roll with this rapper, and then my girlfriend can be with Point Blank. We could all be with all these dudes. That's what they're doing out in Thought.
I mean, and that done happened a few times where somebody done caught me slipping.
Yeah.
I got too close to the stage. I had one girl pull my shoe off.
What?
Yeah.
Did she keep it or she throw it back?
Yeah,
How you walk out?
I got the shoe back, but
what was she gonna do with the shoe?
I don't know.
Was she gonna sell it on eBay for a highest bid? I got a
She would have
celebrity
probably
shoe.
got $5 for that shoe.
Well, okay, so tell me this. So whenever you see, have you seen Amber Rose in person?
Never met her in person.
Well, I mean, I think she's great. I think she's like probably one of the best strippers that ever got to come up on Hollywood. Her and Black
The
China. The internet blew
helped them.
thoughts up.
Man,
if you
I've
are
never
home,
heard of a Instagram model.
That's
Come
a
on,
thing.
that's a thing now. So
I'm on Instagram straight flexing. Yes, I am in my orange because it's Halloween week.
right on.
But I mean, I always wanted to know, because as a woman, we don't know the kind of things that other women do to get the guys. And so all our moms said, don't be no hoe. Stay off the pole. Don't strip. Go to class. Get your degree and go to work.
Now you can get a career.
They're like doing Instagram modeling in between classes and then showing
make $50,000 a month.
They are. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm thinking. Maybe we need to figure out what exactly he's not telling us, ladies and gentlemen. Because, see, I know. Have y'all been sliding into Mr. Cap's DMs? Are you getting a lot of people sliding into your DMs?
After the red carpet, it was people sliding up in.
Well, see, now look here. Good for you, Mr. Cap. You're keeping the rap party going. See, women are always going to slut themselves out, baby, whether it's on the internet, Instagram, or in person. So, I always thought about Suge Knight and his whole bad reputation. Like, he couldn't have been able to be successful if he was as bad as people say, because nobody would have wanted to work with him.
Right. You have to have.
You have to have some finesse and some type of savoir-faire, because if you're just an aggressive person all the time, you're like, I'm scared of you and bye. Go to prison.
Right.
But, you know, people were signing with him, and he made people rich, and he helped out Pac when Pac got out.
Yeah.
You know, and when people were had that gossip that Suge Knight set up Tupac to be shot, I didn't believe it. Did you believe it? I didn't believe it, because why would he be in the car with him and jeopardize his own safety?
I never met Tupac.
I didn't. My sister wrote to him in prison.
I met his sister and his mom.
15 seconds on. Okay. You met his sister and his mom?
Yeah, me and his sister got into almost a big fight.
Great, we're going to hear about it on the show right now. Okay, we're back. Are we back? We're not back. She always tells me we're back when we don't be back. I'll be like, what's up? And then she's like, I can hear you in here talking about this Mr. Cap. Okay, everybody, welcome back. I'm sitting here with Mr. Cap, and he is going to get ready to dive into this juicy story. While we were on the outtake, I was asking him whether or not he believed that Suge Knight was as bad as everybody said he was, because it didn't make a lot of sense to me for people to paint Suge Knight. Now, okay, he's a gangster. Okay, well, he's in prison right now. Okay, he did just kill a man and run him over. Okay, but aside from all of that, Suge Knight had to have been somewhat a savvy businessman and had some type of a personality, because he was signing all these major artists and they were very happy under Suge Knight. It seemed like the only artists that were upset with Suge Knight were the ones that were like not getting their music put out there early enough, or if he had other artists on the label that he was promoting more than them. And that leads me to, I asked Mr. Cap, had he ever met Amber Rose in person? Because, you know, she's my favorite former stripper. And I said, had he ever met Black China? And he said no. So then I was talking to him about, you know, Suge and Tupac and their story. And he said he never met Tupac. And I said, well, you know, my sister wrote to Tupac while he was in prison. You know, my sister was a Tupac fan. And then that's when he gave me this new intelligentsia. So he's going to tell me about his, or he's going to tell us about his meeting or non-meeting with Tupac, but his meeting with Tupac's family.
So we were invited. Remember when the Tupac...
What year is this?
This was
when he was still alive?
No, he was
passed. Gone?
Yeah. So this is when the Tupac Resurrection movie came out. So it's like 9/7, I think.
2007, I believe.
I want to say 9/7.
97? No way.
2003.
2003. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's right. My bad.
That's okay.
I'm old. Don't worry about it.
You're not old. You just have so many hits behind you. You can't even remember what's going on. So what happened?
I was invited to the premiere in Hollywood, and went to the premiere. Got there late, but his mom was hosting a dinner across the street. They were selling bricks to build a center,
a community center,
center for Tupac, and so we went over there. And I mean, anybody was in there. I felt like the only dud in the.
You weren't a dud.
I'm telling you.
How does one get an invitation to something so fancy? Does your manager call you and say, "Come on to this"?
Yeah, I had a publicist that was just connected. Yeah, and so Gates sent me these tickets. Went to the thing.
You had a plus one.
Yeah, I had brought one of my friends with me.
Brought your homeboy?
One of my homeboys.
Did you have a girlfriend at the time?
No, I didn't.
Well. Too bad for that would be woman.
Yeah,
so you brought your homeboy.
Yeah. So we walking in. I give the woman $50 for a brick because that's what they were selling the bricks for.
Yeah.
But I had pulled out a big wad of money.
But she wanted all your money.
So she say, you know what I'm saying?
These N words.
Yeah. All this money just coming out $50. And so
what?
I'm like.
Wait a minute, you sold it for a $50, fool. Maybe you should have sold a $5,000 brick.
Right.
Dummy.
So I bought the brick. I'm supporting. And so I wasn't thinking nothing of it, but then she just really got just kind of.
Are you talking about Afina Shakur?
No. So
you're talking about the sister.
Let me because this is crazy.
This is crazy.
She was like, she got aggressive, and me and her had a back and forth.
But you're kind of big and kind of tall. How tall are you? 6'7"?
6'6".
6'6", and what do you weigh, if you don't mind telling me?
300.
So, okay. So this dude right here is talking to a woman. I'm doing this set. Now listen, I'm an equal opportunity person now. You got to set me all the way up. So you pay your 50, you pull out a big brick of money.
Yeah. You
pay the fee that they ask you for,
right.
the $50,
right.
And then they talk smack because you didn't give all your money.
She snapped like, And so now it's like, now I gotta respond
And
to.
you about to go across the street to the premiere.
We had already, the premiere was over with. We was at the dinner. We was finna have,
Y'all were at the fancy.
At the thing, yeah. And so we in there, or we going in, I pay for the thing, and she is snapping, and so I snap back, and we back and
What
forth.
did you say in your snapback, dear? Tell me, did you use any curse words?
Yeah, I cussed out.
You cursed.
I had to cuss out.
See, that's what
I ain't
happened.
gonna lie, but I was younger.
That's Houston.
I was like about 28,
I'm not from
29.
Houston, but I rap a lot. Pack the gat a lot. I'm kidding. Keep
So
going.
I say, I went off on her, she went off on me. We going back and forth, and then all of a
Where was
sudden,
your friend? Just watching the shenanigans.
because he don't care. He probably
He's
was
gangster.
laughing.
He's like, I got your back. But how tall was this lady, Mr. 6'6"?
She was no bigger than this one. Your
And she
producer.
talked a lot of trash, huh?
She was talking. She was a little firecracker.
So did you give her some more money? Did she break
No.
you down to make you spend more? Or
No.
did you take your money back and get the
We were
$50
going back. It was so heated till a woman came and stopped it, and that was Tupac mom.
Miss Shakur had to come in.
She came and broke it up. She gave me a hug, and she was like, "I'm so sorry for my daughter acting like that. She's still hurt over her brother." Blah blah blah. I'm like,
Okay, ma'am, you mean like y'all need to stop selling bricks in until she goes.
here, take all my money.
Then
Now-
you're like, okay, now it's Miss Pac. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like, yeah.
Mama Pac. I'm sorry. If it was
Yeah.
your Mama Pac selling the bricks, you probably would have given her your whole water cash and kept the $50 yourself.
Yeah, so and she apologized for her daughter, and we went in to eat, and I mean I saw Eric LaSalle, Tisha Campbell. I sat at a round table with Stevie Wonder and ate.
Stevie Wonder. Oh, why did?
I
Okay,
was
okay.
freaking out.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
I got to put this closer. Stevie Wonder.
Yeah,
Now,
he could see.
greatest. He could see you, couldn't he?
He can
He's
he can
freaking
see
can
something.
I know he's not all the way blind. Somebody got him some eye replacements somewhere with all them billions of dollars. He got like 45 children, right? He just had a new baby.
I don't know.
He just had a new child a couple of years ago. He has a toddler, I
Maybe about
think.
80 something.
Yeah, but that means his penis still works. That's all it means. Sperm is still swimming, honey. It's still hitting the target. There's always going to be a thought out there trying to get pregnant, whether he can see her or not, literally.
9 children.
He has 9 children.
Okay.
Okay, just a few less than 45. But, you know, what was he like? Does he like sing talk? Does he say, hi, how are you, Mr.
No. So we sitting at the table, me and my friend, we sitting at the table, and I'm like,
Does he look like he does on TV?
man, he look better than he do on TV.
He looks like he has good handlers, huh?
Yeah, he looked, he looked like his
He looks
presence.
like he works out, does he?
He just have an incredible presence, and I was like, I get him.
Did you take a picture? He wouldn't
No,
know.
I couldn't.
Why not?
I couldn't. It was just like
You ain't gangster. Oh my God, I'm not sending you nothing.
I couldn't fan out.
No, but listen. There's a secret way to fan, dude.
I couldn't do it. I didn't know how to
Even
do
back
it.
in 03, there was still.
I didn't know how to do it. I'm on the phone.
I don't think back at that time
Mom,
either. Oh my God!
I'm
Did
on
you,
the phone.
they didn't even
I'm
have
sitting at the
FaceTime
table.
then, did they?
No, I had.
Dang!
I had a
What
old.
did you bump
flip
into him
phone.
or something, or just be like,
No.
so he can say, "Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me." I touched Stevie Wonder.
I was like, hey, nice to meet you. He looked right at me like, nice to meet you. He like he was looking at me. You know what I mean? Like
Can you see through his sunglasses, or are they blacked out?
they was blacked out, but I feel like he could see the persons, the
He
people.
sees your spirit.
I don't know what he see. I think he sees something.
Well,
That
you know
was-
what? Ray Charles was feeling women's wrists to see if they were sexy or not. Remember that in the movie? If a woman had a skinny wrist, he knows she fine. I have skinny wrists. I'm fine. My husband said, well, my wrists aren't fat. So Ray Charles would have tried to get with me. I probably would have gotten with him now and be like, you got to be able to see me, honey. You need to see this good loving I'm giving you with these skinny wrists. Anyway, we're going to cut to commercial and come right back.
What?
You know, actually, we're not. I need you to tell me, Mr. Cap, where can the people find you on social media?
Okay, so on Facebook you can find me at Mr. Cap 11.
The number ones one?
Yeah, the number ones.
Okay.
11. So Mr. Cap 11, basically. And Instagram is Mr. Capism. It's MRCAPISM. And Twitter is Mr. Cap 1. Mr. Cap, the number 1.
Okay, so let me just tell Mr. Cap, you need to be
Oh
consistent.
my! I know.
Mr. Cap, why are you doing this like that? People go.
I gotta read you
trick.
everything.
So when people say, "Hey, what's your handle?" Nyanza Elmore.
Everywhere.
Oh, what? Everywhere.
Yeah.
All caps. Nyanza Elmore on the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, the whatever. Even when I sign my name, it's Nyanza Elmore. It's even
Right.
Nyanza Elmore on my bar card. So,
I'm gonna tell you this though.
You number 11.
Since I'm a web developer, I know how to do SEO. I'm good.
So he's talking algorithms and everything that's going to make you be more up in the thing.
So I'm good at SEO. So all you have to do is Google Mr. Cap, MRCAP, and everything will come up. Social media, while my music, YouTube, all that stuff will come up.
What's your favorite song to date on your own albums?
My favorite song is Limitless. It's
Limitless?
a song that features K Reno.
Give me your favorite 3 sentences from that. Or lines. I guess they don't say sentences in rap world. Give me your favorite 3 bars. Is it bars, sentences, or lines?
Bars, yo.
Give me your favorite 3 bars. Is it favorite 3 or do you give me a top 3 bars? How should I say it so I can sound more cool?
Bars.
Spit 3 bars. That's how you're supposed to say. He's supposed to say spit 3 bars. Spit some bars for me. Come on. Are they bars?
Yeah, they bars.
Is it like the bar of the music, like a verse?
So no, a verse is filled with bars. So,
oh, wait a minute. A verse is bars.
A verse might have 16, 12 bars, 24 bars, however many bars inside.
A verse is filled with the bars, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. Did you know that, Sherelle? You know you didn't know that, girl.
No, I did.
You did? Why didn't? Then am I supposed to be saying spit some bars? Not a verse.
Yeah, I don't. You can say spit some bars. Like it's a
Okay, well, spit some bars then, Mr. Cap.
I don't have no bars.
Why? I told you what's your favorite song. Give me one sentence. Why does it make you your favorite then?
Let me see.
Is it the topic that you were talking about?
Limitless was about being able to just do things without having a concept of limitation.
Okay.
And that's where that came from. But
were you using your own life in your rap examples, or were you using like, oh my God, we got to wrap it up. I hate this part of the show where I have to wrap it up because I want to talk to you all night. Keep going.
It's over?
No. Well, we have 6 minutes left, but we have to
6 minutes in the show?
6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on.
Sometimes I open my show with Lottie Dottie.
A lottie-dottie, we like to party. We don't cause trouble, we don't bother nobody. We're just that's all on the mic. And when I rock up on the rock, all right. Okay, that's all. I mean, I'm a musicologist. I like all music, even country. You don't want to give me no bars. I'm waiting for the bars. I just gave you Lottie Dottie. What's up, Mr. Cap? Listen, if we were on Diddy's Making the Band, I would have sent him to walk all the way across the Brooklyn Bridge for some cheesecake.
I would have never came back.
I know he probably would have ate my cheesecake. He'd be like, I forgot to bring it back for you.
My bad. I bought hamburgers.
So tell me this. Since you're not going to spin any bars, who is the worst rapper out there that gets the best credit and he's not really that good?
6ix9ine.
Okay. Is that the one that turned in all of his friends? The gangster? Is 6ix9ine the guy that has the...
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
That's him?
Yeah, the one that got all the tattoos.
Yeah,
on his face.
who turned into the feds because he was nervous because he really wasn't a gangster.
Yeah.
So 6ix9ine was a whack rapper. So do you think that was just the label that promoted him because he had a gimmick?
Well, yeah, either that or dude just had a bunch of money, because you can basically buy yourself into the game. You know what I mean? Like right now, if I have millions of dollars just to throw at social media and the internet, then I can be a mainstream celebrity.
Yeah, like Erica Girardi. She threw $20 million worth of no talent out there and had concerts and everything, and now she's getting sued because she's not talented. So tell me this. What is next? What can we hear from you next after the Dear Frank soundtrack? And for those of you out there who have not heard it, you really need to hear the songs that he has on it. They're really good. And I want to make sure you all know that he's not cursing. But he did send us some explicit tracks to play, but we couldn't play this morning because...
Which ones? I didn't send any explicit tracks.
I didn't get any cursing music when I was listening to him this morning.
No, you're talking about the Get Right.
The one that's on the soundtrack.
Yes, on the soundtrack.
That has just even without cursing, that the lyrics are
Get me
kind of
right.
risky.
Yeah, they are, because I was like, okay.
Because we talking about snorting, doing drugs. And,
it flows with the movie.
Yeah, it just kind of went with the part of the movie that.
So did they tell y'all did they tell you what scene you're writing the music for, or did they just say write a song and this is what the movie's about and come up with something?
So
hurry up, you got 10 seconds to tell me because we got to wrap up the show.
That movie was out a long time ago, and I had already had access to that movie before P-Roy had become the person that was going to score the soundtrack, and he just called me up because I stay like right down the street from him. He's like, "Hey man, put a verse on this song. This is gonna be your song." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Is this gonna be for the movie?" I'm like, "All right, cool." So we did it, He the one basically told me it's gonna be about this.
Did you produce the background music or just the lyrics? I mean,
just my lyrics, yeah. Because Pat had produced the record because he a producer.
Yeah.
So he produced the record, but I had wrote my lyrics, and he's like, "This gonna be your song." We shot a music video, the whole nine for this song.
Oh my God! So where can we find your music video? Is it on YouTube?
That song will be on YouTube in a couple of days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what other kind of ways can the people get at you? Mr. Cap 11 on Facebook, Mr. Cap 1 single digit 1 on Instagram, and just Mr. Cap on just the website.
Yeah,
right?
So the website is mrcap1.com.
Okay.
And that's the number one. Mr. Cap 1 on Twitter, and Mr. Cap Ism, MRCAPISM on Instagram.
Well, I'm so glad that we got our chance to talk to Mr. Cap right here on It's Debatable with attorney Nyanza Elmore. And it was not debatable. Mr. Cap was bringing, but you know what? He did not bust out any of those lyrics. So we're going to go out with his song anyway. And we're going to play some of these clean lyrics from which song, Sherelle?
Today was a great day.
Today was a great day.
It
I listened
features
to that.
Paul Wall and Lil Kiki.
Paul Wall and Lil Kiki?
And Lisa De Niro. So
I don't know Lisa, but I know Paul Wall.
Lisa De Niro used to write. She did backup and wrote for Missy Elliott, a lot of
Come on through, Lisa. Writing for Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Woo! Now
So
you see,
everybody got hits. That everybody's a star on that.
everybody's a star, and I'm gonna get a grill like Paul Wall's, but at the bottom. And I told my daughter I was gonna get a grill. She said, "Okay, that's great." And my husband's like, "I don't think you should get a grill." I was like, "Well, my teeth are straight, and I want to be clean when I smile." He's like, "No, don't do it." But I saw Paul Wall and Johnny Chang. I saw Johnny at Dang at the Sharpstown when I was over there getting some more jewelry.
Some mouth jewelry.
Yes, I'm gonna get a mouthpiece in because I got these pearly whites and I need to cover them up with some diamonds.
Shout out to Paul Wall, man.
Shout out! Everybody want a shout out. Shout out to Paul Wall.
Shout out to Peter Allen, man. That's my guy.
Shout out to Peter Allen. Who else you want to shout? Hey, Peter. You don't ever, Peter. You need to be saying something on our social media. You see, we got a lot of followers. You see, we got 12,000. Anyway.
Shout out to my cousin. He was actually murdered a few weeks ago.
Oh,
the night of the concert. We had a balloon release, so I came up to the concert, went to the balloon release, came back, did the red carpet. What's your
cousin's name?
Black one. He was.
What's his government name?
Larry Greer. And
Larry Greer.
His dad's my uncle. His dad was one of the members of the Greer brothers, who was close to. He played bass. He was close to Johnny Guitar Watson as a cousin.
Okay.
And so he was responsible for motivating and supporting a lot of the artists that became superstars in Houston. Really? And so I think part of him not making it like he wanted to make it stressed him out. He was just really stressed. And a lot of people turned their backs on him after they made it.
Well, you know what? We're going to have you come back and tell the rest of that story.
So R.I.P. to O&E. O&E stood for Originality Never Ends. That was a new meaning of it because it stood for something else before I came on the radio. But and just want to say R.I.P. to him. I'm still kind of
originality never ends.
Yeah.
I love it. It's 12 o'clock. We have to sign off right now. I hope you all are good to each other. Have any juicy stories, and don't forget to send me some direct messages if you have any corruption, scandalous information you would like to share. Direct message me. I'm Nyanza Elmore on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere you can find me, and NyanzaElmore.com. You listen to It's Debatable with attorney Nyanza Elmore. See you next week. Boom! Good job, Mr. Cap. We're still rolling on here on social media. So your cousin was killed?
Yeah, he was shot by a security guard.
What? A security guard killed him? Where?
Directly across the street from Ava Center.
Are you serious? What happened?
He got into it with some people. He was promoting the club that was across the street. And he got
a security guard had a gun.
Yeah, he had an illegal gun. He had one of those guns where you just pull the trigger one time and it shoot like 10 bullets out.
Oh, it's semi-automatic.
They say
that's illegal.
From what I understand, he got like 9 or 10 times.
What?
Yeah.
So is somebody
from
in jail?
From his blind side, like
what's happening? Criminal charges pressed against security guard? What?
Yeah, we going through the process right now.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed the show today. I'm wrapping it up with Mr. Cap, and you see I have a brief due tomorrow. I'm wrapping it up.
How do you do that? Like, how do you have
lawyering?
Yeah, how do you do lawyering and still do a radio show?
Well, The thing about my trunk hustle was not see, I didn't have to do a trunk hustle because everything that I do in media has just always landed in my lap. Really? So yeah, always. I've never gone after anything. I've never pursued anything. I've never pursued a career in media or any entertainment like that. It always came to me. So, I was on a TV show. It came to me. It's like when people have to struggle in certain areas of it, then it may not be for you. But if people keep wanting to bless you like you got on this album, and I'm sure there's a lot of other rappers who would like to be on a movie soundtrack, but they're not.
Right.
There's a lot of other artists, that are like, why you and not them?
The interesting thing is the website for the distribute that movie, right? I built it.
Really?
Yeah, so I built the website because I know the owner of Porter Pictures, which is a film distribution company. And they had went into some type of litigation with Damon Dash or whatever about the movie.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a big old mess, right? And so they end up having to drop the movie. This movie is old.
We should talk. Keep on going.
This movie is
So
old.
talk to the camera over here, and yours is still on. Hi, everybody out there.
We still
Put
going.
yours next to me.
Okay, good.
Next to mine so we can both look straight.
So that movie is kind of old. It's like I think that movie was probably done in 2018. I had the movie back then because I was doing the artwork for the cover, the poster. I was.
So
doing
is it Damon Dash's production? What
No.
was
So from what I understand is that Damon Dash had artists on the soundtrack, on the old soundtrack, on the old score of the movie. So they got rid of that.
So when they had legal issues, they had to remove the soundtrack and put new sound.
This is what I understand. And then so miraculously, and this is like before Patrick had anything to do with it. It was like
it fell into your lap.
It fell into his lap, and he called me like. Hey,
and then it fell into your lap.
Right. He's like, hey, he called me, hey, I got a movie, blah, blah, blah. It's called Dear Frank. Check out Dear Frank. And I said, man, come over to the crib real quick. Let me show you something. He come to the crib, and I pull up all this Dear Frank stuff I had in my computer
already from the website.
Not from the website, but from the material that was sent to me.
In preparation.
Yeah,
you had it all.
I had all the material. He said, "Oh, go to IMDb. I already got my credit for the movie on IMDb."
Dude.
Yeah, so it was just crazy.
It felt so when things fall into your lap.
It just came back.
That's why.
Because I remember putting the movie on the site, and he was calling me back like, "Hey, take Dear Frank off, and we having legal issues with it." Blah blah blah. I was like, "All right, cool." And that was in 2019.
So golly, so now listen. So a legal issue on the left hand,
right?
Open up opportunity in the right hand for Mr. Cat.
Because I wasn't even thinking about being on the soundtrack.
Even wow. But that's a major dude.
Yeah.
So listen, if you weren't on the soundtrack, I wouldn't have met you.
Man.
Which means you wouldn't be on my radio show with my thousands of listeners. And now my thousands of listeners, that translates into Hollywood. Because now I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to promote you.
Right.
When I want to put you... Anybody that has a music as a treble clef, is that what it is? Yeah. Anybody, how do you make it to where you can't go like this? If you have a treble clef on your arm tattooed, like it's the lifeline that's giving him his heartbeat out of can you tell them what that says? Then that means music is in his blood. What does this say? In what language is that?
Oh, it's not Chinese, but Chinese. It's wealth and strength.
Wealth and strength. See, I don't have any tattoos, but if I did, I'd probably get it in English because I don't even know what the people gonna put what they said.
Look, I got my first tattoo when I was 44.
Well, good. I haven't got mine yet. So what was it? That one?
This, yeah.
Your first tattoo was that major?
Tattoo,
you were such a gangster, man. You're like, I'm gonna get a little. I'm going all in.
Tattoos hurt.
Tattoos hurt. Well, especially as you would think on that. I'll kill. This is the time where the veins are.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on. That's on this vein. Oh
all this part right here.
All your blood. Because that's on your life vein. And what is that over there? Your daughter.
That's my girl.
Your girl. That's your woman.
Yeah.
Are y'all still together?
Yeah, we still together.
See, won't he do it? It's going to show her. She was the second tattoo. See, first.
No, this is first. This her first.
So that's her name. So her lifeline. Name. Oh. First of all, my husband does not have a tattoo of my name on him, but that's okay.
Step your game up,
don't
bro.
Don't step your game up, because the moment you get it, we probably gonna end up fighting because you're gonna get it the way I didn't want it to be.
Y'all gonna fight anyway.
We are. I like that. I like a permanent mark, but that's your wife, right?
No, we're not married. Like
You're married.
We married.
Well, you're
like,
married.
She
but
gave me
not
a ring.
like,
I gave her a ring.
Yeah, that's all you need. Because listen,
Yeah.
with everything that's going on there, that might be the best deal anyway.
Right.
So I cannot believe you got side checked by Tupac's sister.
Man,
On some
super
buffoonery.
side
Wow.
chick. And that was just
That's insane.
I could tell you about meeting Joe Jackson.
What happened? Okay.
Now you want to
I need to hear about Joseph, baby.
The
king.
The freaky, crazy stuff in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
So
I asked him about the orgies. He didn't say.
So you know who?
But he
You
did have
remember?
to listen.
You know who Larry McCoy is, right?
No, who's that?
He played St. Louis in that movie where he was in.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he played in Malcolm X too.
Yes.
Me and him was close friends.
Uh-huh.
So I was at his place one day, and this dude named Majestic came over because they like to get high. So I don't do drugs, but they like to get high. So Majestic came by. He introduced me to Majestic, and I'm like, who is this dude? Because he fly as hell. You know, he just weird. And so he's like, yo, Majestic. That's the Jackson family's one that be doing like damage control on what you call him?
He's the
spokesperson.
Yeah.
He's a spokesperson.
He's their PR person. Like,
so
ooh, they really need a spokesperson.
yeah. So we was just hanging out, and he's like, "Yo, tomorrow we're gonna go to a club." We was in Vegas, so we're going to this club. It's like a little private club. It's like underground, all this kind of stuff. So it was weird. So we went to this club, right? I'm walking through that. I mean, I'm seeing everybody.
Who?
Like
who do you? We don't say everybody. Who did you see?
I'm seeing like. I saw
Michael Jackson.
No, I didn't see.
Oh, dang. Okay.
I never met. I wanted to meet
Prince.
I met Prince at the Rio.
What?
Yeah, because when he was doing the musicology, when he was having a problem with the label and stuff, he had got a 2-year contract with the Rio.
Oh my God.
And my publicist had got me some tickets to come see Shaka Khan.
I need your publicist. Who is she?
She's not doing nothing no more. She's out of there.
Dang.
But Shaka,
she got you into that dinner at the with the reservation. Yeah. That's major.
So Shaka Khan was performing, and I didn't even know that Shaka Khan was signed with Prince at the time.
Shaka Khan was signed with Prince?
She had signed some kind of thing with Prince, but Prince was giving.
But Prince was a slave to his label.
Yeah, but Prince had his own thing going.
Paisley Park.
He did the musicology, and that was his independent project. And so we went to go see Shaka Khan, and so we were standing in the. We had these tickets to get in past this line because the line was wrapped around the casino. Mm-hmm. We went in to bypass all of that, and the dude at the front wouldn't even let us in. And so the guy that gave her the tickets, he came out and said, "What's the problem? They should be in here." But simultaneously, while he checking this dude, Prince came out.
That's why he was like, "We need to stop," because he knew Prince was coming, huh?
So Prince was like, "I see Prince."
Did Prince have a perm? His hair was straight, wasn't it? Would he have a bandana on with the curls? That's my favorite look.
Man, Prince
in the do-rag is my favorite look.
That dude, he majestic. That
he
dude,
is.
That's something else.
He's stratospheric.
So Prince came out and was like, he didn't really say nothing. He spoke to my publicist, and he looked at the dude that wouldn't let us in. He just gave him some kind of look, and dude just left out the casino. He just, because we in the interest of the club, right? We in the interest of the club, and dude he just gave him this look, and he didn't nod his head, and then he just looked at him. He just walked out the casino.
Done. Gone.
And we came in. We sat down in these. They had booths, so we sat in this booth. We was right by the stage, and Prince sat in the booth like right there. And I'm like this the whole time.
Was he with a big entourage?
He was by himself.
That's exactly the kind of cool I expected from Prince.
So I'm steady. I'm like,
he's just chilling. Like a regular person.
I'm tapping my publicist.
You didn't have your phone to take a picture?
Nah,
he never have his phone ready.
That wasn't the days when we.
I know that they probably didn't even have cell phone with them.
We had cell phones.
They have a flip around.
Yeah,
not with the reversible camera that you can take a picture behind.
This stuff wouldn't even know. So I'm like, dude, he right there.
And he was watching Shaka Khan.
She was getting ready to come out, and the story about Shaka Khan was we coming down the elevator. And the lady get on the elevator, and like I'm used to seeing Shaka Khan all slim and fine and stuff like that. And she had this big afro, and she was short and kind of
chubby.
Right. And so I'm telling.
Like, is that really?
It looked like her. She was on the elevator with her manager.
Man, she used to be a hot fine thing.
Right. So I'm like, I wasn't tripping, right? And so we get off, we get in, and we sitting down, whatever. And then she come out. I was like, it was her.
Shaka Khan.
Was right on the elevator. Yeah.
You were on the elevator with royalty, and you didn't have your phone ready again either.
Didn't have my phone ready. And I was in.
You didn't realize you was on the print.
And I was still in fan mode, you know, like you understand. Certain people, I be in fan mode for, and certain people.
So how's Joe look? Joe Jackson.
So the Joe Jackson.
Does he have the mean eyebrows, or did he get?
He looked like he do on TV.
Mean.
And so.
He don't take.
And I don't tell people this, but so we went to this club, right? I'm walking through this club. I'm seeing like, Red Man. But I'm seeing celebrities that you see in movies.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like
you're seeing movie stars.
I'm seeing real movie stars.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like these people in there snorting cocaine. They doing all kinds of drugs.
Out in this little club?
Was
it the club with the Rio?
No, not at the Rio.
This is a private situation.
This is a whole nother thing. And so we walking through there, and I'm like, people having sex. People doing drugs.
That's what I want to hear about the sex.
So,
I always wondered, are they doing more than we are? Yeah, they have more lifestyle.
Yeah. It was like almost like a swinger.
Sodomy.
Yeah.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
So we walked through there, and we went to this other area, and it had like booths and tables and stuff, and people just chilling. And I don't tell people this much, but we went right over to where Joe Jackson was. Mm-hmm. He had one little girl. She couldn't have been no more than 20. Mm-hmm. And he had two of them under the table.
Black or white? Getting down there.
It was some Asian.
Well, that's the Hollywood I like.
And it was
I want to be interested in that.
There was a pile of cocaine on the table about this high.
In front of Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
And like, two girls under the table. One girl sitting next to him, and a pile of coke. Now, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Hollywood that we always wondered about. We already knew what's happening, baby. We just needed to see, like, do they really have more stuff going on? And maybe they just have so many issues that they're like, everything is so easy for them because it comes easily. And if any girls are under the table, who are those girls? I'd like to hear from them. Was he circumcised or not? Those are the questions that you ask thoughts. If you're a thought under the table at a private party, that means you're giving a whole lot of good mouth business. That's why I'm working on the radio, just talking, because I'm not really good at that, because I didn't have to be. Bye, everybody. Say good to each other. Thank you for Mr. Cap for joining our show today. You were fantastic, wonderful, and amazing. We're going to talk even more about Hollywood the next time. And next time you're going to come back, I want you with P-Rod. Patrick. With Patrick. Bye, Patrick. We'll see you next time. Okay.